Sometimes I go in thinking I'm going to hate a series, and usually I do. You know, like Love Doll. Oh god, that sucked. But then I go into a series and end up being pleasantly surprised. Kirarin Revolution is one of these. The show is based on a manga by An Nakahara, a shoujo manga artist. It started in 2004 and ran in Chao till 2009. The anime started in 2006. This is the first idol anime to be a co-production with South Korea. It aired until 2009 with a total of 153 episodes. Also, this brings me to something I haven't talked about surprisingly. Morning Musume. I mentioned them once or twice, but not how huge they are. Also, this anime is occasionally an advertisement for them. This is because Kirari, the main character, is voiced by Koharu Kasumi. She was the only 7th generation member. She was a part of several subgroups, including KiraPika, a unit for the show. She graduated in 2009, but she also did modeling, TV shows, commercials, and radio. In 2010, she was a part of Dream Morning Musume with other former members. While the series ran as 153 episodes without a break in seasons, since the stories and themes fit into 26 episode chunks, I refer to those chunks as seasons. Each season has a theme of Kirari learning new things about being an idol or overcoming problems with being an idol. Season 1 is learning and the beginnings of idoldom. Season 2 is about rivals, keeping integrity while being in entertainment, and solidifying her romantic interests. Season 3 is taking what she learned as an idol and teaching someone else, passing on her maturity to a new generation. And Season 4 theme is dreams and goals and how far you're willing to go for them. Stage 3 is just... don't watch it. A season may have 1 or 2 story arcs with a bunch of standalone episodes. It can be really episodic at times and then shifts into an arc. I think this really helps keep the show from becoming boring, as the arcs are things that got me really reignited while I had to marathon this show. The first episode is going back in time. It's very 90s with the overeating girl character and a turning chibi constantly. Kirari is dumb. She doesn't follow idols at all, and she'd rather just sit, eat, and hang out with her cat. Until... She meets Seiji when she saves his turtle, and it's an instant crush. She meets the other, Hiroto. She then sneaks in and, surprise! They are ships. She then declares that she will become an idol to be part of Seiji's world and be closer to him. This is a funny, original beginning for an idol character. I like this origin. And the first episode is very energetic and adorable. The rest of season 1 is her learning how to be an idol. She has a rival, Arena, who has a dog of course and causes trouble. Another recurring character is a childhood friend, the illusionist Arashi, asshole magician with a cat. And of course her family, her grandmother who likes idols, and her dad, who disapproved of her being an idol. But by making her own handshake event, she convinced her unapproving dad she wants to be an idol. She even joined an audition that was for boys to be an idol. She has unconventional beginnings, with an attitude that just sucks you in. Other things she learns is that competition is unnecessary in showbiz, that she is in love with Seiji, and then Hiroto. I'm telling you, just be a threesome. Solution, bam. Also, how to sing. She can't sing at first, and I don't think she's that great of a singer, but she's a lot better than... We get a story arc of Kirari against Fubuki. This arc was a good test of character, and that her best trait is thinking outside the box. We also got the Morning Musume connection in episode 16 with a cameo from the leader, Hitomi. or when Cute, a subgroup, did a cameo. Season 2 is about rivals and the backstory of the company Kirari and Ships work for. The Higashiyama company is major rivals in all aspects at this point. What is with people and crocodiles? Seeing this in Chokusei ni Naruto and the manga Othello. Why? The reason for the rivalry is in episode 37, and the heart of it is this. Idols aren't products, they're people. It's an important quote, and an example for the personhood in the Jumusho system. The director, Muranishi, started his own company, thanks to the okay from a mouse. Not kidding. The woman, Kurako, daughter of the president of Higashiyama, took this grudge from the incident as she liked him. She's also the big bad of season 2, with a lot of episodes of sending talents to destroy Kirari's career. Kirari really grows her stage presence and her strength in this set of 26 episodes. During the race for the Idol Queen Cup, she gets framed. Episode 49 has more of this, and shows the desperation by another idol, Akane, to do this. All because this woman didn't get the manager. I guess this is the future for all those girls in Love Doll. All this money thrown around and being wasted for a senseless entertainment industry revenge. People are stupid. And the power of this Russian-ish idol song takes down evil. In the end, I do like how the main character loses. It's a good clean fight, and to a more experienced idol, the recurring character, Aoi-san. Season 3 starts with a few hilarious standalone episodes and then explodes with a short arc, introducing the new romantic rival, Arakawa. I love this arc at first because it brought a new obstacle romantically. The romance portion doesn't get a lot of attention, despite having solidified her feelings for Hiroto at this point. Speaking of which...
Hiroto-kun! Hiro-kun! Muji de yokatta. And while Higashiyama is fighting fair, Arakawa is doing similar things that they did in season 2. But it turns out... it's a guy. A boy in love with Hiroto-kun. Of course, sadly, as with a lot of anime, it's just treated as a joke in the show. The punchline of the situation. Believe me, the character is an asshole, but I feel like this should have been done better or reacted to better. So this is something that's been a hot topic lately, especially since the birth of Idol Best Girl, Lily. It's a slur that was born in the Western anime fandom to refer to characters that are cross-dressing, but in theory it's about cross-dressing and transgender characters that are portraying themselves as women to trick men, to trap them, and that it's a threat. That, and it's used as a slur. It's a slur. I block it on my YouTube comments for a reason, because every damn time I talk about Zombieland Saga, it reminds me why I did that. The harmful stereotype against trans people is that they're deceiving people by presenting as the gender they weren't assigned at birth. You can see that that mentality can create some horrible bigotry. Bigotry that can hurt trans people. Kirarin Revolution is a kids anime that just promoted that idea in this storyline. It gives the kind of impression that leaves you thinking, oh, lol, trans and gay people are funny. Don't let them touch you. In the story, it reveals that Izumi is a young gay boy that was so in love with his childhood friend, they decided to cross-dress as a cute girl to dethrone Kirari and win Hiroto's heart. After the reveal and a few moments of trans panic for the main characters, they don't really show up anymore. And whatever sympathy you could have is ruined by the fact that they were a villain the entire time to Kirari. Thus, it plays into the trap card narrative. There's been some great people talking about the slur. The Pedandic Romantic did a great video about it as it pertains to the anime fandom, and Contrapoints just did a video on it that went into the exploration of sexuality and mouthfeel. I really learned something new from that. And they're way better at talking about the topic than what I can do. But after the last few years of growing up since I did this episode, I have the vocabulary to say, hey, Kirarin Revolution, not cool. Not cool at all. Now I told you why it's not cool. Now back to Idols of Anime Reloaded, now in progress.
The show gets another change as of episode 62. Hikaru.
私が頼んだわけじゃないし。なんのその態度は。私、月島キラリ。よろしくね。ふーん。テレビだからヘラヘラしてるのかと思ったら、本当にちょっとバカっぽいんだ。バカっぽい?
Someone who becomes KiraPika with Kirari. They come off as another jerk and they reject being an idol. That's because she's hiding her stage fright. Kirari is in charge of helping her as a mentor. I like this because now the tables have turned for our character. Not only that, Hikaru and Hikari learned to work together as a unit. KiraPika was a real unit in Momusu. Hikaru was played by Mai Hagiwara. She joined Hello Project Kids at 6 years old. She was also a member of Cute, HP All-Stars, Petite Moni V, Hyphen, and Hello Project Mobi Kamasu. She and Koharu Kusumi, the voice of Kirari, did the single Hana no Pyun and Futari wa NS. It was released in August 2007. No wonder Hikaru sounded so young and inexperienced in voice acting. She was 11, and she looks like a baby in these videos and pictures. This is a good run of episodes that changes the status quo. Although you could say all they did is add a new character, like they did a lot already, and that's already a creatively bankrupt move. But I think it's how you use the characters that matters most, and makes it not a lame attempt. Hikaru is no Cousin Oliver. She brought a conflict and a new attitude, and her cynical attitude is sort of welcoming among the happy-go-lucky cast. And stage fright is a big conflict to get over, something that people in real life have to deal with. And as things were getting good for them, a supernova happened. Thanks to a new big bad Blackwood. Heh. Supernova actually wants to take the high road and not do an evil plan to destroy them. But Blackwood wants to take them down and ruin their idol career. But of course they get back together and perform their last concert. Duh. Season 4 begins with focus on ships. They don't split up, but Hiroto leaves for New York to learn dancing. And Fubuki, a rival and top idol, suddenly quits Higashiyama for Blackwood. A lot of top entertainers are suddenly with Blackwood. And Blackwood just sounds like some sort of, I don't know, evil thingy Death Star thingy. Kirari gets in a bind with threats to destroy her friends' careers if she doesn't go with Blackwood. Thus, it's a true test of Kirari's character. She doesn't have Hiroto to go to and must rely on herself. Being an idol that's not an idol is apparently the new black. This couldn't go on. It's because an idol is true to themselves. He said it! This lesson shows up again in an audition for a movie. Also, hi anime George Lucas! She plays in a movie with the actress Luna, who turns out to be someone important to Kirari. The 4th season goes big. The theme of it is dreams and goals. It starts with how far Hiroto is willing to go to be a better dancer, or how far Blackwood's going to go in taking over the entertainment industry, or Aoi graduating from being an idol to try new things, or Luna leaving Japan and the people she loves just to be a top actress in America. People making big decisions in order to fulfill a dream. Kirarin Revolution has another revolution. The use of CGI in idol anime. It's not the best, but it's definitely the first idol show to have CG animated dancing. Just that, in addition to idol anime, changed the entire genre and gave the ability to have elaborate dance performances with the singing. You can look back on this as the linchpin that changed the genre and made it more dynamic. Without this, we wouldn't have things like this. And it got better over time in anime. Some still don't get it though. Speaking of that, Stage 3 starts with episode 103. The 4th season is very much like a finale, and it would have been a great finale. But we got this. It's possibly the first idol anime to be aired in HD. That's good. The other big change is being the first idol anime to be animated fully using CG. That's bad. So bad. It looks terrible. It's so bad that even the fan subbers stopped. I don't blame them. But in Stage 3, there was another anime-exclusive unit, Milky Way. It was formed with Yu Kikawa and Sayaka Kitahara, 2 members of Hello Project. Also, Seiji and Hiroto Seiyu was replaced by Shiko Kanai and Takua Ide, who would then form the live version of Ships. There was also Kirarin Revolution video games, all for Nintendo DS, and there was a Nasan Tamagotchi. My overall thoughts is that this series is cute, fun, but long. Right when it seems to be getting boring, a new excited thing gets you hooked. It's worth the watch. But not Stage 3. Let's just pretend that doesn't exist. Sweep it under the rug. We are now in the current decade, where surprisingly most of the shows in this genre come from. There is a rise in idol shows made for otaku men and for young girls. A lot of elements led to this boom. In real life, we had the rise of idol groups, the beginning of the Idol Sengoku Jidai, or era of warring idols. Not since the 1980s has there been such a thing. Morning Musume was already a standard since they started in 1998. AKB changed the idol game with their emphasis on live performances using their own theater. And they expanded to other cities with sister groups like SKE48, and later other countries. When are we gonna get USA 48? Momairo Clover had its first major single, Ikuze Kaito Shoujo, in May 2010. And in the following year, they began being Momairo Clover Z, with an image that stood out and launched them higher than ever. BIS, or BIS, is an alternative idol group. They started in 2010 by Poor Louie. The Amuse Talent Agency founded Sakura Gakuen in 2010, who you might know better as the group that Baby Metal spun off. Supergirl started in 2010 by Avrix Track, and there's more. In the otaku world, Love Live launched in the August 2010 issue of Dengeki G's magazine. Basically, 2010 was a big year for idols. Its roots started in the prior decade. Shows like Kirarin Revolution and the Idolmaster games reflected what was going on. As this period goes, you will see changes in the idol anime stories, as well as the introduction of other types of idols, such as Local Doll being about local idols, or Million Doll with underground idols. You could say that the Idol Sengoku Jidai became an anime Idol Sengoku Jidai. So what did the year 2010 give us, the anime idol fan? Fairy Tales. This is a great show for kids. It's a perfect mix of the idol genre and Disney princesshood. Holy crap. This is an idol show for your Disney princess loving little sister or Disney princess loving woman child. Hashtag Disney Princess Anime. Does that exist? Yep, it does. This anime is a part of the theme of children growing into idols through magic. Compared to Creamy Mommy, Fancy Lala, and Full Moon. Also compared to the later Pre-Para, which uses that theme but with technology instead of magic. It also is a lot more like older Magical Girl series, in how the plots center around helping people around your town with your magical girl powers instead of fighting like Sailor Moon or Madoka Magica. The 3 main princess stories that are referenced are Snow White, Cinderella, and Princess Kaguya. I'm sure all of you know the story of Snow White and Cinderella, or if you dig deeper, the more original tales that are not the Disney versions. The Princess Kaguya one you may not know, so I'll summarize it. Kaguya Hime, or Princess Kaguya, originated in The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter. She was referenced in many anime like Sailor Moon and Naruto. She was found in a bamboo stalk by a childless old couple. Afterwards, the father found that whenever you cut down a stalk of bamboo, inside would be a nugget of gold. They raise her and she grows into a beautiful woman while the family grows rich. Everyone came to know her beauty and 5 princes tried to marry her, but died in the task she gave them. Even the emperor tried to hit that, but she continued to rebuff him. She started to long for the moon and realized she wasn't from Earth, but from the moon. Her parents tried to protect her from the moon taking her, but she returned to the moon. I didn't give a deep summary, but I will recommend The Tale of Princess Kaguya by Ghibli. Great movie.
My first girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy.
Snow White, dwarves, stepdaughter side, yada yada. Cinderella, slavery, foot chopping, yada yada. This started as a manga in Chao in February 2009. The anime Hime Chen Otogi Chikku Idolu Ruripi, or Lil Pri for short, aired in April 2010 and ended in March 2011. The director of Lil Pri, Makoto Moriwaki, is known for several Doraemon movies and kids shows like Onegai My Melody, and they also became the director of Pre-Para. The seiyuu are idols as well. Ayaka Wada, Yuki Maeda, and Kanen Fukuda were all part of Hello Project. Hello Project is the umbrella name for a collective of female singers who are under contract with the Upfront Group, aka the Morning Musume people. I have to admit, I made a few mistakes in the past, saying that AKB may have been responsible for some of the things that Morning Musume is more responsible for. Like idol anime having idol groups and graduating. They've been around since '98. That's almost 20 years. Wow. This is the second anime Hello Project had a hand in. The first was Kirarin Revolution. You wouldn't know it right away because unlike Kirarin, it doesn't advertise its connection to Hello Project. It's just, about buying toys. And singles. This also means we got music videos and live performances of the three girls as Lil Pri. They were also a part of the group Smilage. Yuka Maeda graduated in 2011. Kanen Fukuda graduated in 2015. And Ayaka Wada is the current leader of Anger Me. They were all part of Shugochara Egg, a group for the Shugochara anime. The anime starts out with seeing fairy tales disappear, like the actual books. The reason is because happiness tones are diminishing. Happiness tones come from humans' hearts when they are happy. Fairyland needs to regain happiness tones to keep Fairyland from vanishing. For this, they need to find the princesses. The queen sends them ma pets. Sei, a parakeet, Dai, a squirrel, Ryoku, a dragon. They are given jewels to find the girls. They find them at the concert of Wish, a popular male idol. They're played by Tetsuya Kakihara and are known for voicing Simon in Gurren Lagann and played Akuma Amaki in Shonen Hollywood and sung in Pretty Rhythm. The map hats don't think the girls are the right girls because they're kids. The girls are Ringo, Layla, and Natsuki. Ringo, who becomes Snow White, Layla, who becomes Cinderella, and Natsuki, who becomes Kaguya. In order to save Fairyland, they have to sing and that collects happiness tones. Really, it's magic, so things like not knowing what to sing and dance is just magically explained. Later we get more explanation about their mission. I'd complain about magic whatever, but this fits into the fairy tale kids show that it is. I appreciate the little ways it incorporates the fairy tale backgrounds into the lives of the girls. Ringo has 7 little brothers and her parents bake apple pies. Layla's father makes shoes, and even when she first meets the Ma Pets, is to get her lost shoe. Natsuki belongs to a traditional Japanese family, and they're also kimono fabric makers. Every 13 episodes they would get a new song, new powers, or the problem would just advance. It went from an anime where they simply help people for happiness tones, but they also help fairy tale people who fall into their world, and then eventually stops an evil witch. It gets repetitive after a while, but the last 4 for the show picks up as you have new characters with their mission to save or destroy Fairyland. And they raise their princess power, choose cute clothes to sing in, and solve problems, and they get better. Throughout the show, they would get help from a white rabbit. That's very Alice in Wonderland. They also meet the fairy tale within this tale, Prince Chris. And of course, being a fangirl over Wish. My biggest complaint is that there are too few songs, and the songs themselves are kind of annoying. And sometimes it doesn't become an epic fight like you expect. They do fight with singing, but there's also a different type of battle, a tennis battle. What? The Chris storyline made it more interesting for me. I love the blend of Western and Eastern fairy tales in one place. I'm amazed by how well it turned out. I really want this to be dubbed in English, just so it could be more accessible for children in the US. You wouldn't even have to edit much of it. They could just pull a glitter force and I'd be fine. Lil Pri is cute, silly fun, and I recommend it for children who love things like Disney princesses, as long as they can read subtitles. For us older fans, it's a throwback to older magical girl anime like Ako-chan or idols like Creamy Mommy and Fancy Lala. It has things like items that help you transform, and it's cute. But if you're over the age of 10, there's nothing here for you. But your kids can watch it in the US. The entire series is streaming on Crunchyroll, subbed. There's even a Lil Pri video game for the Nintendo DS. Lil Pri DS, Hime-chan Apple Pink. And there's another manga, Kirarin Lil Pri. I would recommend Pre-tier if you want a magical girl story that's also using Snow White. Or Princess Tutu, which is amazing and dear with fairy tales.
Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe below. Anime idols are the best!